he will go down as an undisputed legend. I have no doubt in my mind. In my mind, that's a player who is easily top 5 greatest of all time in Ghana. I have no doubt in my mind about that. So I think primarily, I think first of all, this is undisputedly the end of a GOAT era. The numbers speak for themselves. That sometimes we say statistics in football don't convey enough, and I think in many ways the term legend is abused, but I think in Gyan's case the statistics do tell a story. So 6 goals at the World Cup, record goal scorer in Ghana's history. The impact of some of those goals, very, very important. So you take the 2010 Nations Cup, for instance, where Gyan's goals were responsible for progress through to the next round of the competition. He scored a winning goal against Angola, scored a winning goal against Nigeria in the semi-finals. So Angola was the quarters, scored a winning goal in the semi-finals, and then to take Ghana through to the final. At the World Cup in 2010, which I think was the peak of Gyan's career as an individual, this was a player whose goals gave us victory over Serbia in the opening game in Pretoria, was responsible for a point against Australia in Rustenburg. Then he scored an amazing goal to take us through to the next round, also in Rustenburg against the USA. So he just didn't score goals, he scored important goals. Even when we thought he was getting to the end of it in 2015 as far as international football was concerned, he popped up with a magnificent goal against Algeria that took Ghana through to the next round and then straight up to the final of the Nations Cup in Gabon and Equatorial Guinea. So this was a player who just didn't score goal in his debut against Somalia in 2003, which I was lucky to see, but a player who scored goals on the big, most important occasion. Even in friendly matches, he knew how to pick the big days. So Wembley, Ghana versus England, one of the biggest memories you find. Game almost ended and Gyan produces a brilliant piece of magic.
To Wonderland for the northeast-based Asamoah Gyan.
And I think it speaks to the kind of personality he was. He was a big name personality. He took things easy, and I was not surprised that he picked a big platform to say that he was finally done. I think for many of us who follow football and who've covered Gyan over a period, Gyan's career has been done for a while, in all fairness. But he picked the right moment to say it officially. He chose his moment. He insisted that unless he says he's done, he is not done. And the reaction of the media and everybody speaks to the magnitude of the individual. I think everything that he's done, from starting out at Liberty Professionals, then going to Italy with Modena, Udinese, how much he embraced the platform of the first World Cup. In that game against Czech Republic, he would have had a hat-trick, he had one. And then how he went on to re-engineer himself after the difficulties of the 2008 Nations Cup, when he packed out of the hotel, was unhappy, he was not scoring as many goals. But then at the next opportunity, he goes to Stade Rennes, plays beautiful football, goes to the 2010 Nations Cup, goes to the 2010 World Cup, and owns the platform. Even in the 2014 Nations Cup, look at the goal against Germany, when he's through on goal 1-on-1 against one of the best goalkeepers and finishes excellently. Or his finish in that game against Portugal that made him the record goal scorer for Africa. He always knew that some stages deserved players to rise up. And I think that that kind of quality, that kind of ambition is something that Ghana needs to hone and harness. So Gyan may have retired from football officially, but this is a Gyan who can teach strikers how to score goals. This is a Gyan who can teach players how to cope under pressure. This is also a Gyan who brings a light-hearted approach, but a very serious approach to an environment. I've been around the Black Stars camp long enough to know that he starts the drama, he starts the music, he's a cheerleader, but he's also the guy who's able to pull everybody together and say, look, we are not playing well enough, we need to be a bit more serious, we need to be a bit more engaged and all that. So I think Ghana football will remember him fondly. They will remember him for the goals, they remember him for the smiles, they remember him for the days in Rustenburg, for the days in Pretoria, as much as for the day in Brazil and the rest. And he will go down as an undisputed legend. I have no doubt in my mind. In my mind, that's a player who is easily top 5 greatest of all time in Ghana. I have no doubt in my mind about that. I have no doubt that even at club level, we don't speak enough of that. But one season with Sunderland, 1 or 2 seasons with Sunderland, and the impact he had on the Premier League, the goals he scored, the dance moves and all that. At Stade, he was doing 13 goals a season in the French top flight when a lot of players were not doing it. He broke into Serie A at a very young age. Then he went on to China when a lot of players were not doing it. We said he did it for money. Then a trove of players then followed to China. His goal scoring record in the UAE was insane. He was born to score goals, and I think whether he was playing for Ghana or whether he was doing it at club level, he did it to superb effect.